Remember those good old days when you would sneak out to the living room in the middle of the night and watch cable? Sometimes it was a cool old horror movie. Sometimes it was some slutty thriller with Billy Zane or Shannon Tweed. And sometimes both of them. You would get a glimpse of all the blood, guts, betrayal, and thrills. And you might just get to see a boobie. That's where my mind went while watching the new sexy thriller, Bone Lake. Bone Lake is new in select theaters from Bleecker Street Media. It's directed by Mercedes Bryce Morgan and written by Joshua Friedlander. Troubled couple, Sage, played by Maddie Hassan, and Diego, played by Marco Pigosi, show up at a luxurious Airbnb for a romantic weekend. But soon after they arrive, another couple, Sin, played by Andra Nechita, and Will, played by Alex Rowe, arrive believing that it is them who rented the house for the weekend. The couples come to an agreement to share the house so as not to ruin the weekend for either of them, but when the couples decide to open the 3 off-limits and locked doors in the back of the house, they uncover dangerous secrets about the house and its owners best left locked up, setting into motion a series of events that may mean the end for both couples. Bone Lake begins with a naked couple running for their lives from an unseen threat. Soon they're shot and killed with arrows, letting you and I know that this is indeed a horror movie, as if me covering the film isn't indication enough. For quite a bit of Bone Lake, the film feels like an old-school thriller one might have stumbled upon in the 90s cruising Skinamax. Now, I don't want to knock Bone Lake and lump it into that type of schlocky category, but the feel of the film definitely has Skinamax vibes, as there's a heavy reliance on sex, manipulation, and betrayal. Elements that were often prevalent in upscale thrillers like Basic Instinct and other Michael Douglas flicks from that era. There is an element of sophistication to Bone Lake, as it does seem to have a good amount of money put into the production. The house and area it was filmed at looks extravagant, as does the look of the film, which highlights the crisp details of the entire setting. It all looks great, even though we're dealing with some pretty sexy and downright smutty material. The performances are top-notch as well. This is a Pretty People in Peril flick. Even the couple who are supposed to be less extravagant in the script are good-looking. The true standout is Maddie Hassan, who I last saw as the sassy and sinful temptress in We Summon the Shadows. With that haircut, it feels like the producers definitely wanted her to look like Florence Pugh, which was a little distracting at first. Hassan is a solid actress, and making her look like someone else feels like it doesn't give her the credit she deserves. She's the best of the 4 leads and feels like an actress that can go far. She's given a lot of material to work on with Marco Pigosi, who plays her boyfriend Diego. Pigosi has a great clueless quality about him, but not so much that he's unlikable, just relatable. The other couple, Sin, played by Andrea Nechita, and Will, played by Alex Rowe, are less developed, and much of the film is focused on how elegant and good-looking they are, from the perspective of Sage and Diego. So there's less development here, in terms of character, but the good-looking couple does play good-looking well. I'm being intentionally vague here. Bone Lake is a film that I don't want to spoil, as there are plenty of twists and turns that occur pretty early on. Talking about plot points will definitely reveal too much that I think should be experienced rather than revealed. That said, a lot of the film is predictable once you realize what kind of thriller this film is. Pretty much as soon as the couple meet, I felt I had an inkling of where it was going, and sure enough, that's what happened. The film does a good job of amping up the tension as these couples begin to blend into one another in different scandalous ways, ultimately pitting partner against partner by its climax. Again, this was something I found predictable, but still, all of the seductive intrigue was handled nice and sexaliciously. In a day and age where things seem to be leaning more towards the puritanical, seeing a sexy thriller is a nice change of pace. All of the parties involved are easy on the eyes and are put into some pretty compromising positions as the plot humps along. This leads to an action-packed climax that's not afraid to get gory and blood-doused by the end, which kept my gore appetite satiated. Towards the end, things do devolve into a villain monologue. I think it's supposed to be shocking, and it might be for some, but if you've seen as many horror movies as I've had, it really wasn't as scandalous as I think it was trying to be. Blood Lake is a tough one to review. I found it predictable pretty much at every turn, but the strong performances, the profuse use of action, gore, and sharp weapons, and the fact that they just don't make sexy films like this anymore makes me lean towards a recommend. If you miss those good old days when rated R meant a boobie or two along with blood, guts, and swears, then I think Bone Lake is going to be something you should take interest in. What about you? It seems like horror movies aren't afraid to show blood, guts, and all kinds of depravity these days, but nudity seems like a no-no. Give me your thoughts about that, and about Bone Lake. Are you going to seek it out? Let me know down in the comments. Please do me a favor and punch that like button down below. Share this video with all of your social media addicted pals. Click subscribe to this channel, and ring that bell for notifications. You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality. You're